Hi guys! So today, as you can tell, I'm doing something really different, and I thought I'd do a tutorial on a full glam makeup look inspired by an Indian outfit. So if you like how this looks, please continue watching, and I really hope you enjoy and find it useful. Okay, so firstly we're going to use the Benefit Pore Professional Primer, the Pore Primer, to prime all around the face. So now I'm going to go in with the Fenty foundation in shade 300, and I'm just going to blend that out using a beauty blender. So now I'm going to use the Fenty Matchstix in the shade Caramel, kind of as a color corrector under my eyes, just to correct out the dark circles that I have before I go in with a brighter concealer. So now I'm going to use a brighter concealer, and this is the Maybelline Age Rewind Under Eye Concealer, and I think this is in the shade Light, and I'm just going to dot that around my eyes. I'm also going to use this to highlight around my face as well, so just down my nose and up on my forehead and a bit where I have some hyperpigmentation around my lips as well. Now to just set all of that in, I'm going to go in with the Mercier translucent powder, just with a normal kind of powder puff, and puff that around my eyes, firstly to focus to not get any creases, and then puff it just around the rest of my face as well. My next step is now contouring, so I like using again the Fenty Matchstick, but this time in the shade Truffle, and I just kind of put that where my cheekbones naturally fall, where the shadows naturally fall, on each side, and then I take quite a thick, dense brush to blend that all out. Once that's all blended out, I like to bake right under where I put that contour, just to make the contour look so much more sharper and make it pop a bit more. Now to set the rest of the face, I like using L'Oreal TruMatch in the shade Gold Ivory G2. It's a light foundation powder which gives just the right amount of coverage and also warms up the skin a bit. So moving on to highlighter, I really like using the Maybelline Masterchrome highlighting stick. It's a really pretty rose gold kind of champagne-y tone, and I like to just put that on my cheekbones and tap that in with my fingers, just a light layer, more so as the base for my powder highlight after. So for powder highlight, I like using the Sleek palette in Cleopatra's Kiss, and I like to mix the two kind of gold and pink shades together. Sorry, my palette's broken, but it's really old, but yeah, I still really like it, and I just mix the two together. So next we're going to go in with blush, and I like to use the MaxFactor X in Seductive Pink. It's quite a light sheen almost, so you can build it up as much as you want really. And onto the eyes, I'm going to take this mini Tartelette Tease palette by Tarte, and I'm going to start off by using the shade BFF and kind of buff that into my crease and focus it more on the outer corners. Also just want to say this is my first time using that palette, and the shades didn't really blend out that nice. So once the crease has been blended in, I go into the shade First Kiss, which is more like a greyish gold, and I use that and I just kind of apply that across the whole lid for both eyes. and it kind of just acts really nicely as a base. Again, sorry for the shades, they actually turned out a lot more ashy than I was hoping. So I now use the Tarte Skin Twinkle lighting palette, and I go into the shade Moonlight, which is like a rosy pearl. I use that on top of the base that I've already created to kind of intensify the shine. So now I'm going to take a setting spray and wet a flat brush and dip back into the same palette, but this time use the Sunlight shade, which is a more champagne gold. So I'm going to use this to highlight my inner corners and make my inner corners pop a bit more. Okay, so now this is my favorite bits. I'm going to use the Extica 3-in-1 liquid eyeshadow in the shade Banoffee number 4. So I got this from an Asian beauty brand here in Bangkok, and this is so amazing for putting on the eyelids to really make it pop and shine. So I'm going to just put this more so focused on the center of my lids, and then grab another clean, well not so clean, flat brush and blend it all out. So once that gold is blended in, I'm going to deepen the shade that I put in the crease again, just to create a slightly more smoked out look. So here's when I decide that I actually want to get my inner corners to pop more, so I go on ahead with more setting spray and actually use the powder I used from the highlighting palette from Sleek, and just pop that into my inner corners. So then I also use the same thing to go under my brow bone and to kind of define my brow bone a bit, and also to give that a bit of a pop. So once all the eyeshadow is done, I'm going to do a winged eyeliner using Maybelline HyperSharp eyeliner. So I attempt to do it here, and then I realize I really need a proper big size mirror, so I go off to do that. Okay, so this is me showing off my finished eyeliner, which isn't actually even that great. It was one of those situations where one was a lot bigger than the other and it just didn't work out. But yeah, now I go in to kind of smoke it out a bit and clean out the edges, and I use the First Kiss shade mixed with a lighter pink for my lower lash line. Now I use an eyelash curler to curl my eyelashes before I go in with some mascara. So I like using the Lash Sensational. I feel like that does a great job in giving both volume and lifting my lashes. Alright, so now I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Universal Brow Pencil to quickly define and shape my brows. So now we're done with the face and the eyes. I'm going to move on to the lips using a lip liner by Maybelline, the color Sensational line. I think this is in the shade Wine. I now fill in the rest of my lips using the Superstay Matte Ink by Maybelline in the shade Ruler number 80. So this is like super long wearing, and obviously for like an Indian event you're gonna want it to last like really long. So this is definitely one of my go-tos for functions like this. So because that liquid lipstick that I just used is super matte, and the look I'm going for is a bit more shiny, I like to top it with a lip gloss. So usually I like using the Fenty one, but I've kind of lost that. So I'm going to use the Kiko one, which is also really good. This is the 3D Hydra collection, I think, and it's in the shade 19. And it's just like a universal natural gloss in the same way the Fenty one is. So now that everything's done, the final step is to just set it all with some setting spray, because you're going to want this makeup to last if you're going to an Indian function. So that's the final look done, and I'm going to go off camera now to actually put on some accessories, so a bindi and some earrings, but I really hope you guys like this look.